Hello, everyone. Thank you for your coming, and that is a great pleasure for us having you all around. We have built this event basically for you guys for a better future and for better chances for life. And I have here Mr. Onal, who's gonna explain everything in details with the generous presentation he has prepared for us. So let's just give him a big hand and come over, Mr. Onal.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you very much to Hamza, and thank you very much for coming and visiting our presentation. I'm very happy to be in your country, in Dubai, and speaking to you. It's not important that you watch the football game because Germany is out, so there's no necessity to watch the rest. We will talk with you today about investment, business, and business establishment in Germany. We are living in a time where there are a lot of tensions, there are a lot of insecurities, and many people are looking for an alternative, to make a business somewhere else, which feels for them as a safe haven, to have a secure opportunity to make their businesses there, but also to establish their family future. And we believe we can offer you today a good offer in a German city for this kind of planning, if you are having this kind of ideas. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Ünal Kaymakçı. I'm a German citizen with Turkish background, you can see from the name. Born in Frankfurt, in the nice city of Frankfurt in 1972. And Frankfurt, some of you may know or not, is the partner city of Dubai since a few years. So we are sister twin cities of Dubai. So many of you, I believe, have already been in our city. I'm an attorney at law. I'm a lawyer. In Frankfurt, I have a law firm called Kaymakçı & Koll, which stands for colleagues. And we are concentrated on the fields of business establishment, of company founding, of contracting, and we're also supporting business people with their immigration issues, for their staff, for their CEOs, or for themselves and investors. And since 2012, I'm also a real estate enterpriser and a founder of the GK real estate company in Frankfurt. We are working together with Ministry of Economics in the state of Rhineland-Pfalz. You know that Germany has a state system like Bavaria and Hessen. Rhineland-Pfalz is the Minister of Economics, which we are working very closely together, and different kind of chambers of commerces who are supporting our project. I want to talk with you about the question, why invest in Germany? Germany has very strong bonds historically, especially with the Arab and the Middle East, and different than other European countries, it doesn't have a loaded history. So there was no colonization, there was no history which had a bad connotation. It was more ally with the Ottomans or with the Muslim world. So therefore, Germany is very positively looked at from the Arab countries or in the Middle East. It is the biggest and greatest economy in Europe. It has 86 million population. If you compare the other countries, big countries like Britain, Italy, France, they have 60 million, Spain 40 million. It is the most stable economy in Europe and one of the most stable in the world. And nowadays, in times of crises, in times of instability, we have the Brexit, other European countries even who are shaking. Germany is a solid rock in Europe, and its economy is a place, a platform where even other European countries are moving to and investing. Germany is the champion of export after China, and has one of the highest standards of living. Education is free. You don't pay anything for university, although it has very high university levels. It has educated staff. So if you have the need for qualified staff, you will find it in Germany. At the same time, like in other European countries, Germany has a decreasing population. So we have now 86 million people, but the birth rate is very low. So it's calculated that a country like Germany will lose 20 million people in 50 years. So imagine that Germany will be 60 million in 50 years. Other European countries have the same kind of problem. That means it will lose a population 2 times Greece. I want to talk with you about what we are doing as a law firm and which services we supply. We help you in your business when you want to establish a business. My law firm is supporting you in all legal questions. We are supporting you in questions of tax. Of course, as a company, you need to know what is the taxation. But at the same time, this is the classical consulting services we do. At the same time, we offer you the infrastructure. So if you don't need an office by yourself, we have a business center in Frankfurt and in Pirmasens, which offer you the services. So if you don't need staff yourself, you have the infrastructure with the secretary system, and they will take care of this will be your backup office. And as I said, we support you founding different kinds of companies as limited liability company, which is GmbH in Germany, or different kind of companies. We do the contracting, and also we help you to get the residence permit. Your company will need a business plan. So also in this kind of matters, we help you. We open bank accounts for you and also personally, and for your company. So many people in the Middle East need a bank, and they need easy access to the European bank system to transfer in euro or in US. The duration of the opening takes around 1 month to found the company and to establish your whole infrastructure. For many people, there's a big need to get the residence permit. Of course, when you're going to establish a company abroad, you also want to be able to move to that country in an easy way. So you need to have a residence permit for you, yourself, your family, and also for your staff. So this is valid for a lot of business people who are, as I understood, and from my conversations with people in the Middle East, also in the Emirates, they are looking for an alternative to make business. So many people ask us how is the situation in Germany, since Germany is stable, it's a big economy, and offers a lot of business opportunities. So therefore, this is a very important question for many people. If there's a possibility to make, to get the residency for them and for the children. Some have the idea to go by themselves or send their staff. Some just want to send their family and move back and forth. So we will talk today about these questions, how that works. When I may ask our friends, we will have some drawings on the flip chart, so I will explain that to you. If you want to open a company in Germany, you need to make an investment. So you need to have a capital amount at least of 25,000 euros. 25,000 euros is enough to found a company, but it will not be enough for you to move to that country. So Germany is not a classical immigration country like you have in the US or in Canada. In these countries, there are immigration programs, but Germany is not really interested in just bringing money. We have other systems. Germany is more interested in people who do something, who are active, who create jobs, who are intelligent. So there is not a program in Germany where you just buy an apartment and you get the residence. Germany is rich itself, so it doesn't need people like who just bring money and buy something and don't do anything. Germany is more interested in people who make a turnover, are actively involved in the economy. From the perspective of law, for them it has more value if you have a little turnover than just bringing millions and having it as a saving in the bank. This is more valued in the country. I will tell you a little bit, if you can see what we will draw here. I think the camera system will be established now. I will explain to you shortly what we are offering you. If you are interested to, or your clients, I understand some of you are professionals and also consulting other clients. So if you yourself or your clients are interested in moving to Germany and you want to know how, then we have an offer for you in one special city. So as a law firm, we give you the opportunity to, or we help you, assist you to settle anywhere in Germany. So if you say, I want to go to Frankfurt, I want to go to Berlin or to Munich, that's fine, we support you. But then you have to fulfill the complete conditions. The conditions in Germany is you have to have a positive effect on the economy, on the regional economy. So that means especially you have to create jobs. If you want to create jobs in Germany, the minimum wage, the salary you have to pay is pretty high. So the minimum wage will be around 2,000 euros. You have to have at least 3 people in your company that you fulfill this condition. 3 people will cost you, and you have to pay them for 3 years. That means that you have to pay around 250 to 270,000 euros salary to fulfill the conditions to be able to get the residence. This is fine if you need staff. If you have a company, if you have a business which is interesting or which needs the work of labor or which needs labor, then this is the right way to do it. But if you have a business where you say, I just do it myself, maybe I just need a secretary or I want to use the business center, then there's no need to pay this kind of amount just as a salary. Therefore, we have a system, we have an agreement with a city in West Germany. This city, let me show that first to you. In this city, we have a special situation. This city is called Pirmasens. This is a city in Rheinland-Pfalz in West Germany. You will see it here on the slide. It is close to France, and this city offers something interesting. This was once, it's a small city with around 40,000 population. So it's a nice city, green, and it is located in an interesting area. What's interesting about this is it's close to Frankfurt, only 1.5 hours by car, but it is in around 2 hours you will reach 4 countries. So it is 10 minutes from the French border. For those of you who speak French, that would interest you. It is around 1 hour from Luxembourg. It is close to Belgium and Holland, and also Swiss even, you can reach in around 3 hours. So what's the specialty about this city? This city wants to grow. It was once one of the richest cities of Germany because the shoe manufacturing was in that city. Shoe manufacturing, for the big brands in Germany, they had hundreds of fabrics. But since Germany and the salary of labor is very high, there was a decrease, and many of the producers and manufacturers went to East Europe. They went later to East Asia, and now everything is produced in China, Vietnam, Cambodia. So therefore, this city lost a lot of population. They lost 30% of population before they had the most millionaires in Germany in percentage. So this is a city which was once rich, had a big vision, and now got into trouble and lost a lot of population, and they have a high unemployment rate. We have an agreement with this city, with the mayor and the municipality. Our agreement is we settle business people in your city. But to be able to attract people in that city, we agreed on special conditions. So, of course, most of the people, they like to come to the big cities and establish their companies and their lives for them, for their staff, for their family members in Frankfurt, Munich, Berlin, whatever. So to be able to bring business people in a smaller city, it may be nice, it may be green, but everybody wants to have the big city infrastructure. To be able to bring them, attract them there, we agreed on lower conditions. And we agreed on especially one thing, that the customers, the clients who come through us in our business settlement project, they will not need any staff. So through this, you are, if you want to establish a business in Germany and settle there, you are saving the costs of at least 250,000 euros, which you usually have to pay in Frankfurt or somewhere else for 3 years. So you can concentrate on your business investment without having this high level of costs. So having said that, let me show you what is the real investment that you have and what we agreed on. Is the camera okay like this? For those, but most of you will see directly. So our program works like this. We bought, my real estate company bought a compound in that city with 70 units. And that compound we established as a business settlement area. The apartments, we agreed with the city, may be used as apartments and as offices too. So you don't need to rent extra offices. This mixed usable offices will be your assets. And I will show you now what kind of investment you need to be able to establish a company, to settle there, to bring yourself and your family or your staff to the city. So you will need, depending on the size of your family, of the size of the apartment that the unit you're buying, you will need an investment between 100 and 150,000 or 160,000 euro. So let's say this is the investor, and the investor is putting an amount of 150 to 160,000 euro. First thing he has to do is to found a company. This company, different than in many countries in the Gulf, will be alone in your ownership. So you don't need to have a local partner. You don't need a German partner. You are the shareholder by yourself. This company buys the real estate, the apartment. So not the investor himself buys it, the company buys it. So it is an asset, it is the investment of the company. And through our program, you will get the PR, the permanent residence for yourself, for your spouse, and for your children under 18 years. The number is open. You are, first of all, in Germany, maximum, you will get it for up to 3 years, the permanent the residence. It's a limited residence you will get for 3 years. In Frankfurt, I have a lot of clients that we brought to Frankfurt. Usually in the big cities, they give you 1 or 2 years first, and then they look how your business is going. They will then prolong it. But here in Pirmasens, with the municipality, we agreed that the client is getting 3 years, so the maximum amount of time from the beginning on. You will get the permanent residence for you, your wife, or your spouse, and your children all at once at the same time. The next thing is that there's a specialty and privilege. The business investor is one of 2 categories of investors who are coming into the country without needing to learn the language. So you're coming into a country without having the need of learning 1 word. So this is a big privilege. No language, no German. Although it's a very nice and beautiful language, you don't need to learn it. Of course, it is advised to do it if you want to do a business in that country. This is a big privilege. Imagine a German person who's marrying somebody out of the European Union. He has to, his wife or her husband has to learn German for a special level to be able to come to Germany. But for the investor, this is an exception. The investor himself doesn't need to live all the time in the country. This is also very important for many business people, since you don't need to be, you are internationally active, and you want to be in Dubai, you want to be in another country. So you don't have to be all the time there. What you really have to do is you only have to be there every 6 months. Every 6 months, you have to make entrance to your country. But your headquarter, your business, your company, your registration has to be in Germany. So, but it's okay if you move every 6 months in and out, and you just have to stay a few days. After 3 years, you are getting the PR, the permanent residence. So until that time, it is limited, and after 3 years, you have the permanent residence, and then you are free to. You have and permanent residence in Germany is strong. That means actually you have all the rights a German citizen has, except voting and being elected. So to lose the permanent residence in Germany, a person needs to do something very harsh, something very strict against the law, or some criminal act. So therefore, this status is very, very strong. Many people ask us, okay, what about, it is so interesting to be a citizen of the country. In that case, you have to stay 7 years in Germany, and after 7 years you will be a citizen with all rights, not only for Germany, also for Europe. Then you're also able to vote and to be elected. If you learn German, here of course you need to learn German. You cannot be a citizen of a country without being able to speak its language. And if you learn German on a very high level, it will be even shortened to 6 years. Yes, so this is in brief what we are offering. I will give you the chance, of course, to ask questions. But before we come to that, people ask us, I want to do business in Germany. I want to set up my life there. But I know what to do in Dubai. I know my business here. I'm experienced. What should I do in Germany? When I move there, I move my company there, or I open up a branch, I keep my business here. So we are not consulting you what to do there. This is not our business. Our business is to give you the infrastructure, to give you the frame. Although we have a lot of course, offers, since we are bringing business people over there, other people are aware of that and offering hotels or whatever. So we have a pool of things that we show to our clients, but we are not doing this. This is, we expect from our clients as business people that they know what they do. But actually, it's not very important that you do something from Germany. Most of our clients do trading, but we also have engineers who do consulting, or architects, or other fields. So it's open. This city, Pirmasens, is just interested for you to do. They want to have tax income. They want to have activity and people coming to the city, and they want to have strong people. So what do we advise people who don't really know what they should do in Germany? So let me give you an idea for that. Let's say you have now your German company. I will write you the German name. It's the GmbH, which means like limited liability company. And then you have your Dubai LLC company. And you have your client. This is your client who's buying from you, or you're doing consulting. And so this is your relationship. Whatever you do there, let's say you're doing consulting, you could also do it just from Germany. So it doesn't matter. You have contract between both of your companies, and you're just doing the consulting in the name of your German company. So you write the invoice in the name of your German company, and the German company gets the income. Or if you're doing trading, you could also, according to your agreement with your Dubai or your local company, do the consulting for it, and then write an invoice in the name of your German company. So big concerns, big holdings, they are also moving around. So this is something, the flexibility of business people that you can use. In detail, we can also advise you. Another question is, how much turnover do you need to make? Or how much income do you need to make to be able to get the positive results in the eyes of the German authorities? This also is not very high. Let me show you. Well, it's in German, so that's the law for it. The law is the residence law. Many people ask for that. This is a long section of it. It says you need to be able to sustain yourself and your family from the income of the company. That's it. So you don't need to make millions. You don't need to have high turnover. You just need to be able to feed your family and to pay your bills from the income of your family. So, and this is not looked individually. Since you have bought an apartment, you are able to live in that apartment, and you also have your office in that apartment with the connected business center. You're already saving, let's say, 1,000 euros rent for the apartment, 1,000 euros for the office. So all you need for you yourself is to pay the health insurance, which is around 250 for people, family. You need to pay your utility costs, which are 250, and then 2,000 euros would be enough for a family to live, since you don't have the rent to pay. So of course your personal life standard could be much higher, but this is enough for the authorities to show monthly income of 2,500. That means if you have a profit, your company has a profit of 30,000 a year, then the authorities will be satisfied. 30,000 a year, that's not a big number for you as business people. That's what Germany, or especially Pirmasens, expects from you. If you do this per anno, per year, then the permanent residence after 3 years will be prolonged into a unlimited, the limited will be prolonged to unlimited permanent residence. Yes, so this is briefly the presentation, and you have now the chance to ask your questions. We have microphones also, which our friends can give you. And thank you for your interest and for your attention. Please don't hesitate. If you have questions, just grab the mic.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Is there a possibility for more than one partner for the company, to establish the company?
Yes, it's possible.
Yeah.
So you can have maximum 3 partners. 3 partners, why? Not because of the corporate, or let's say, not because of the company law. It's from the point of view of the immigration law. You can only have 3. The partners of the company have to be strong. You cannot just be a minor partner. So you have to be strong enough to have a veto. So let's say you have a company. This is your company. You have 3 people. That's okay. But, so 33%. That's fine. But then you need to have a special section in the articles of the company where you say the decisions are made when all of them agree. So then each of them is strong. But if you have 10 people and you're just one of the shareholder, then you're not strong enough. So you can have a company with 3 partners or 2, that's fine. This is also a solution that we do here. We said that you can only bring your spouse and the children under 18. So what do you do when you have children over 18? Then your child can be your partner. So you make your child, which is more than 18, to your partner. And as I see, it is very common, especially that you have your brother or your son who is your successor, or your daughter in the company. I don't want to talk about the second wife, which is also not uncommon in the Middle East, but this is another question. So you will not have the possibility to if somebody has more than 1 or 2 wives, to bring your second wife to the country.
Just, it is the same question, but the cost, once my partners are my sons, for example.
Yes.
The overall cost will be the same, or
the overall cost for each person, we have to open our own file. So each additional person is more cost, but it's around 150, 160. It will be around that amount.
Okay.
So you will have, it depends. If you have now 2 partners, you need more space. You need to show more room. That means if they're alone, they don't, it's different than if they come with family. If they come with family, then you also have to show an apartment for them. Then you will need a second apartment. But let's say two partners, 2 men or two single person come without families, then one apartment will be sufficient.
You know what I understood? There is a cost for each apartment, and there is a cost for the company.
Yeah, right. So you will save the money for opening a second company.
We can take 2 apartments, but it would be
exactly.
One company, right?
So you will save money for that.
Yes, all right.
So you will only have one-time business plan, one-time company, one-time notary, one-time tax.
Just to refresh my understanding regarding the education, university education is free as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
University is free, school is free, and a high level of education. Also in Pirmasens, but also in other cities, there are special extra classes for those who come from abroad and who need extra German lessons. I want to tell you something before you ask. Excuse me, you wanted to ask? Go ahead, then I will.
Thank you for this nice
you.
presentation. The question is, from which time you have the right to, for your kids, I mean, to be in the schools and all this stuff, from the limited residency or after the 3 years?
No. After you come to Germany right away. Right away, your kids are going to school, and they have the full rights as every German kid. By the way, also something in Germany, the German state is paying for every child an amount of money monthly. So the family gets 200 euros per month. We call it children money, Kindergeld. You even get that amount that the government supports, the state supports families for each child every month. So you even get money. Let me tell you something else. You may ask, how is it possible that in one city there are special laws or special rules? How is it that we can make this kind of agreement within a city? Isn't it a federal state? Isn't it one law in Germany? So let me tell you this. The law, I have shown it to you, it's the same paragraph 21, immigration law. There's a section which says the following. It says, a business person can immigrate to that country if his business has a positive effect on the local economy. So the law says, the federal law says, is talking about the local economy. So the local economy is different in Frankfurt than in a village. That means if you come up and open a restaurant in Frankfurt, it's not very interesting. But if you open a bakery in a village where the infrastructure is very weak, then it's interesting. So that means the principle of locality is valid here. At the same time, who's the decision maker? The decision maker is not Berlin, is not the government. The decision maker is the immigration office in every city. So we have an immigration office, authority, in every city in Germany. And this city, which is decided by itself, so that immigration authority is below the mayor and the municipality of that city. That means the mayor has, of course, an impact. And if the mayor says, we need this in this city, we need business people to come from abroad, then the city can make this decision by himself. You have to understand that for smaller cities in Germany, this is a chance. This is a chance because the population is decreasing. People are getting less. The German population is getting old. And this is not in Germany, not even Italy, even South Europe is like this. So of course, immigration now is a big story. And you have maybe followed the European Union leaders were gathering in the last weeks and talking about this. And they're talking about restricting immigration. But what kind of immigration? They're talking about restricting refugees. So refugees costs the government, is producing costs. But we are talking about bringing business people who are having a positive effect on the economy, and especially to areas which are financially weak or have a need to grow. Therefore, it is a win-win-win situation for everybody, for the municipality, for the tax authority, for the infrastructure, for you, for the business investors, and for your family. Some businesses, they need to be in a special area. They need to be in a special street even. But many nowadays, in times of modern communication, if you do trading, it doesn't matter where you are, where you do. And especially if you have your headquarters over here and you just need a branch there, then it doesn't matter if you are in a small city or in a big city. So this is you have to understand the history behind it. When I can show you something, you may ask, how long does it take? So let's say you decided with your partners or with your family, let's open a branch in Germany, let's move over there. So how long do I need to make this process? This process will take you around 4 to 6 months. 4 to 6 months, you and your family, if you start today with us, you will have the residency for 3 years in the beginning for your whole family and yourself. How does it work? We need you, if you want to do this, to come one day to Germany. In one day, we open the company, we go to the notary, open the company, we discuss with you before what kind of company you need, what's the name of the company, the activities. The notary, at the same day where you found the company, you buy the apartment. And the same day, we go and open a bank account for you. So this is basically it. Of course, before you go and choose the apartment. So this will be another second day, actually. But for the actual transactions, you need only one day. Then you can go back, and we just start to make with you make the process on the business plan. And the company will be registered after you pay the capital into your own bank account of the company. And then we do the application for you at the German embassy for the residence visa. We do the application. You are in Dubai. It's very easy. So you get an appointment around in the German embassy or in the consulate in Dubai or the embassy in Abu Dhabi. You get it in 2 weeks. We have clients in the whole Middle East. We have it in China. Now people from Vietnam also coming. Where there are consulates, they give appointments very late. The worst countries, although the two worst embassies, I have my experience is Cairo and Tehran. It takes you more than 6 months to get an appointment. So you are, as a resident in Dubai, you have let's say you're Egyptian living in Dubai, you don't have to apply in Egypt. You can apply here in the embassy. So it takes 1 month to found the company, to register it. In that meantime, we do the business plan. Let's say in the 2nd month, we apply for you, we prepare all the documents for you. And then the file comes to Germany, in that case to Pirmasens, to that city. Pirmasens already knows our project. They are supporting it. We have, by the way, the strong support of the Ministry of Economics. I can show you here. You see that again? Here we have pictures of, together with me, this is the Minister of Economics of Rheinland-Pfalz, of the state where Pirmasens is headed. He's supporting the project. This is the Minister of Hessen, where Frankfurt is. He's actually, and his name, you will be interested in that. His name is Tariq Al-Wazir. He is originally Yemeni, and he's a minister in Hessen, around Frankfurt. Here you see the former minister of Germany. So they are, of course, supporting this. Why they're supporting this? Because they want to support the regions in the areas which need to grow, which need investment. And the Germans are not going. They are decreasing in number. They will not go to the smaller cities. So we need to bring vitamin, if I may say like that, from outside. And outside is Middle East, China. There's a lot of interest for people who come from these countries. One last thing, and then I want to finalize, is this. We do something not many people do. We guarantee success. We guarantee success. If we are not able to set you, your company, there in Germany, and if we are not able to settle you there and your family there, get the residence for you, we pay you 100% back whatever you have paid to us. We buy back the apartment, 100%. How can we do it? Because we have the full support of those who are giving you the residency. This is a letter, for example, from the, you cannot see it very well here, from the Minister of Economics of our state, which is, I have to open that, which is writing to the German, we have some German friends here, they can read that. It's a letter written to the German embassies. And you can see the Happy Forest Quarter, which is our project. So they're writing to the embassies and instructing them on telling about our project, the Happy Forest project, and telling them to give them the visa to come inside and for reasons of business investment and to get their residency. This is a letter from the, sure, you can have a copy of that. And our file, which we give, your file, let's say, which we give to the German embassy or the consulate in Dubai, for example, it always gets a letter up with the letter from the embassy, from the ministry, and also a second letter from the city of Pirmasens. So also the Pirmasens, the municipality is also giving a letter with your personal name after we have introduced your business plan, everything. And then, of course, the embassy is just passing it through. But that means something else. That means we have the full trust of that city that we are bringing good business people and people who are serious and people who stick with the laws. So therefore, not to lose that trust, we will have an interview with you and talk with you exactly about your ideas, your plans, and it has to be fitting. So we don't, of course, we're working hard for our reputation towards our clients, but at the same time, we have to work and keep the trust that we have with the city. So therefore, it has to be a good match. And we are also looking for people like you who are trustworthy and good business people and investors. Great. So this is it from my side. If you have any more questions, you have now again a chance to ask questions. Yes, the gentleman over there.
In Kokla, on the run to the citizenship, you say it takes about 6 to 7 years depending on our ability to learn German.
Yes.
Do we have to make the 6 months run, like the limited visa, or do we have to be settled in Germany?
You mean you have to be permanently there, living there? No. You don't have to be permanently living there, but you have to show that your base is there. As a business person, how do you show it? You have to keep your home and you have to keep your company there. And as long as you come every 6 months, that's sufficient.
It's not very important question. How far is it from the city of Karlsruhe?
Karlsruhe is actually close. Karlsruhe is in Baden-Württemberg, in the state of Baden-Württemberg. And this is Rheinland-Pfalz. So there are, I show you on the map, it wouldn't say Karlsruhe, but I am guessing that it's around, by car, around maximum around 2 hours. Let me see, I have a list of distances. But Karlsruhe would be around, you see, below Frankfurt. Below Frankfurt, around at the height of Pirmasens. So I guess, maybe we can look it up later on Google Maps, maximum 2 hours, I think less. Actually, you can have in Germany more addresses. You can have a first home address and you can have a second base on branch. So you don't have to have only one registration. Okay, yeah, please.
Yeah, my name is Robert
Welcome.
from Rwanda.
Nice.
I would like to ask if we buy one of those houses, I wonder if you don't want to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
You can find any clients or?
Yeah, there is no need to stay in that place. You have to have your home there. You have to have your company there, but you can move around, or you can have a second address in Germany. So there's a possibility, even a third address, you can have more registration. So when I say you have to have an entrance into the country every 6 months, that doesn't mean you have to go to Pirmasens every 6 months. But you just need to come to the city. But if you have children, the children have to go to school in that city. That's important.
Okay.
The adults, they're more flexible. You don't need to be, you can have more homes. But with the children, you're not that flexible. Please.
Okay.
So, some people are asking, since there is restrictions of nationalities across Europe, okay, as Syrian, for example, okay, how these nationalities will be guaranteed or treated in this program.
Okay.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, also about the 3 years, the limited residency. Am I going to be treated as a German citizen from that time of the period of the limited residency, and how that would be? Since I'm having payment for the kids, right? 200 euros per child per month, right? Then I have free education and I have better life, basically. So am I going to have that since my application would be processed and I'm inside the permanent or the limited residency, which is the first 3 years, right?
Yeah,
so this is the major concern that people are asking
about.
Let's
start with the second question.
Okay.
So this 7 years for the citizenship starts from the first day. So this is total 7 years, or 6 years if you have a very good language skill. Your first question, Mr. Hamza? No, totally. Yeah. From the beginning. From the beginning. I just forgot. Mr. Hamza, your first question was again? I started with the second. I forgot the first. Okay. No. You know, I tell you something. I have a Turkish background. Okay? And why is Germany one of the best countries in the world? I would say it's the best country in the world. I'm sorry for everybody who's from here or wherever, I would say it's the best country of the world. I tell you why. As a lawyer, I would say this. Because there's a rule of law. Law counts. The law is in front of everybody the same. Doesn't matter what nationality you have, what religion you have, what skin color you have. So Germany is looking at what do you bring. You're a business person, you have an impact on the economy, you're welcome. I mean, Germany, Mr. Hamza, you're asking especially about Syrians. Germany took 1 million refugees. So why shouldn't they take Syrian business people? So there's no Trump mentality in Germany for God's sake. Please.
Sorry, my question about the tax. There is any difference between the tax if you have firm or if personal tax? The other question, I think there is a difference also if your spouse is working or she's a housewife, also there might be a difference in the tax you pay to the government. Thank you.
Good questions. Also very important. And our tax consultants will support you in all questions of tax. You have company tax, which is a corporate tax of 15%. And then there's municipality trade tax. We say Gewerbesteuer in German. This is also around 15%. So the company in total has 30%, which the company pays for the profit, not for the turnover. So this is, then your money is clean. Of course, every businessman is reducing the profit by having all the expenses through the company, cars, whatever, and salaries. And then if you distribute the tax, the company pays the money to the shareholder, then you have an additional tax. But if you keep the money in the company, then that's done. So business people try to make the company rich, not them personally rich, to pay less tax. The spouse can work. Also, this is a big benefit from our program. She can also work from the beginning, or he can work from the beginning. The spouse has the full rights of for work permit. Actually, the spouse is more free than the business person. The business person is only allowed to do business, but he cannot be employee in a company. Let's say the business person is an engineer and he says, or a doctor, and he wants to work in a hospital or something. He cannot do it. He can only work for his own company. But the spouse is free to work for any company. And then the spouse only has to pay income tax. So sometimes they have to think who should be the investor. Let's say if one of them wants to be working for a company and somebody else, then that person shouldn't be the investor. Also, we have distinguished guests from Rwanda. I want to welcome you very much, especially the minister from Rwanda. I want to tell you one thing. Mr. Hamza has informed me that you are coming. Rheinland-Pfalz, you know better than me, is partner of Rwanda. And Mr. Dr. Wissing, the Minister of Economy, I think he was just there in June. And last year also, there are some twins partnerships and sister cities. So every year we have a delegation, economical delegation with the ministry coming to your country, and I would be happy to meet you later. And we will also like to come to your country and inform you and your business people over there. So that will be also very much supported. I talked with the Minister of Economy about Rwanda, and they are very impressed about the economical development. So they are interested to have the stronger ties. So if there are business people from your country, they will be welcomed a lot. Please.
So there's another question. It's been
Sure.
also highlighted. There's some countries they give you the passport, but they don't give you the nationality. You get me?
No. The
So you get-
passport,
yes.
yeah.
And
The passport means nationality.
no, some countries they give you just only the passport. They don't give you like the nationality card or what they call it. Jinsiya, for example.
No, in Germany we only have these two categories. You have
Okay.
you have the residence,
Uh-huh.
and then you have the citizenship, which means the German passport.
Okay.
But there's one thing you have to know. When you get the German passport, you have to give up your old passport.
No, but this is it for the all nationalities or
No,
just like
no. There are some countries who don't accept, like Syria doesn't accept to give back Syrian nationality, as far as I know, or Iran doesn't accept it, or Moroccan doesn't accept it. For these countries, you can keep both nationalities. But I heard that some countries they found other solutions.
Okay.
So, but in general, you have to give back your original nationality.
okay. There's also one question. It's also
There are exceptions from that. If you have a disadvantage in your profession, or you can, but then it needs explanation to keep your old nationality.
okay. The second question is about tax. Also,
Yes.
is there any difference between the income tax and the corporate tax?
The income tax is personal tax.
Yes.
It's a
But
personal tax.
In terms of percentage.
Yes, yes. So let's say you have your corporate, your company is your company. The company is paying tax, and the rest of the money is kept in the company. Then you don't pay any additional income tax. If the money from the company is paid to you through salary, then you have to pay income tax for the salary. But when you're married, when you have children, then you have the lowest tax level, and your tax you're only taxable after having an income from 2,500 euros approximately. You also have to pay tax if the profit is distributed to you as a shareholder. So it will find the complete amount will be around 45% if it's distributed to you. So therefore, we advise if your income is very high, to keep it from the German company high enough to fulfill the conditions for immigration, but to keep it low to not to pay too much tax. Okay.
Right. Excuse me.
Please.
Yes, I'm asking about the possibility for a study there. If the investor want to do some postgraduate study like PhD, or for example, we are a physician, and if you want to make some subspecialty, clinical subspecialty there in German as investor.
I didn't understand the second question. If you're a physician, you said?
If anybody, any investor, if he want to make a postgraduate study there
I understand.
as investor.
Okay. You can do it when you keep mainly doing also your business. So you cannot change within your residential time. You cannot change the purpose of your stay. So if you are mainly business person and you're doing this besides, that will be possible. But we also have another program for studying. We didn't talk today about that. So we also have a program for students. And we have agreement with 3 universities for easy access and enrollment to come to Germany as for bachelor, for master studies, or for PhD. So in that case, if you only have that goal, then you wouldn't need to do this. So we can also offer you a program for that. If you're interested, we can speak about this one-to-one after.
And what about the clinical specialty of doctors?
I mean, you cannot gather both at the same time. You be a business investor and at the same time a doctor in a hospital, for example.
Working as a doctor, no.
No way.
You could not do that.
Okay. In this time, then you can migrate later on the business stuff under your spouse name, for example, and then you be.
That's also possible.
You can migrate later on.
Yes, you can also do that. And by the way, after 3 years, when you have the permanent residency, you can close your company.
Okay.
You can shut down your company. You can sell it, and nobody will.
So it's important just for the first 3 years.
For the first 3 years, important.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I think we gave you a load of information. I hope that this was interesting for you. We have the possibility to speak one-on-one, and my partners from the Rosella Group, they are here. We will be here until tomorrow and leaving back. And if you want to have more information, please contact Mr. Hamza and the other ladies and gentlemen, and they will provide all the information. And you will also get my contacts if you want to have direct contact with us. I want to thank you a lot for the concentrated discussion that you had. And if you want to have a chat after the meeting, you're welcome. I also thank all the soccer fans for coming during the game. What is the result, by the way? 4-3 for whom? Okay. Good. Seems to be a good game. So thank you very much. I wish you all a good evening, and God bless you. Thank you.